for some of part two, some of the rest of this reading, while it's fresh in my mind. When I'm feeling good, I still have a headache. I've been had a headache all day and tired. So I want to get this out while I have it on my mind. What Nipsey and XXX Tentacion was saying. I don't have everything that Prince was saying, but my name is Alexis K. Tyler. I'm a psychic medium. I speak to those that are physically dead yet still alive. They move between here and the other side and come back to tell their information, to solve their murder, to get justice, or tell the world or people they love, or even people they hate or don't like, what they want to know. So please put my cash up in there. Hit my cash up, bitch. Keep loving and supporting me, and I appreciate all of it and all of the donations so I can continue to get well and get my money together to get my AC fixed and be better soon. I'm really claiming that I'm better this year. But my head has been killing me all day. I can't do anything really much but lay down. I don't feel like moving around. So after this, I'm going to get some rest. But what I really want to continue to say is that XXX told me he knows now. He already had mental and emotional problems and issues. And he's showing me what Nipsey's showing me too about the boats and the water, small boats, big boats, people coming over here, coming through the border, trying to escape other countries, trying to get over here in small boats and life rafts and on the cruise ships. They already have them doing sex trafficking and slavery and private housekeeping through these boats and through private agencies into the United States and trafficking them all around the country. You have wealthy people with money in the United States, black and white, that got child slaves, or black people from other places that have fought to get over here. And the other races of people have other races of slaves and sex slaves, but some of them too still have black slaves. They use them for sex. They use them as merchandise. They use them for bartering and trading, and they sell them, and they use them really mentally, emotionally, spiritually, sexually, psychologically, like they MK Ultra them, and they pass them around with secret politicians and secret wealthy families to use them for sex trafficking. They use them for eating them, like humans, sacrificing them and bloodletting them. Because I see some of these children have bowel problems and vagina problems for being raped and sex trafficking by grown men. And even women do this and turn their head and look the other way and profit off of this and the lifestyle, and also have them on drugs and traffic the drugs as well. People that you will not suspect. And he keeps showing it. Nipsey and XXX showing me that it's tied to the water. They're trafficking through the water, through these boats and through these boat agencies and companies. They have different sized boats and cruise lines. That's what he's showing me. That's what both of them are agreeing to. But with XXX, he was saying, and you can see it if you look at him, he was full of so much rage and self-hatred already. And then the contract he signed made it worse. And it was just so fucked up because he's sitting there talking. I saw an interview last night. Well, this morning I was up at, like, they woke me at 5 o'clock. And I'm listening, and I heard X voice say, somebody in that record label, I don't know if it was Gazi, that he felt like that was his friend, somebody that had his back that he could trust. And they got him to see a doctor and had him diagnosed as bipolar, and said he hated taking the medicine because he could not write and he could not be creative, and he didn't feel good. He felt even more down. I don't know what type of psych meds they were giving him for bipolar, but I don't know how long he took it. But he actually thought these people were helping him, put this demon on him. He already had some mental and emotional problems. And he was showing signs of the problem. They're not going to give you anything or put a spirit on you that's different than your temperance. And it's going to make your temperance more extreme. And then he's luring other children in and young people that are just like him and depressed, and saying this music is for depressed people and they on meds, or they need to get some motherfucking meds from a doctor and they need therapy. They possessed as well, and they get more possessed with the demon jumping off his voice and off his body onto the goddamn record. So I'm sure a lot of them, if they ain't dead by now, since he done died, since they connected their depression with him and looking outside themselves for a role model and an answer, and feel like they bonded with him because he was basically making money and traveling to be psychotic and mentally and emotionally unstable and depressed and vile and violent, and then projecting that same energy onto people and teaching them the same thing, and then saying, hey, this is for y'all, we're going to be depressed together. And they bonding with him and trauma bonding with him on their way to hell. Cursed, not seeing they getting ready to kill this boy. And he knew it because he wanted to do it to himself. So what happened to him, like you see what happens to all of these celebrities, it's no accident, and random people are not drawn to them. Basically, there's a time limit on them from the time they're picked and when they sign the contract, and when it's calculated by their birth line, their bloodline, what I'm using them for, how much money I got on them. And this is just basically playing checkers and chess with these people's life, and they cannot see it. So it was time to round it up because they had spiraled him out of control so bad. He really couldn't control his own mind. The demon had took over. And there was another thing I was going to say. Look at him. That's the demon he was introducing you to. He got on them goddamn psych meds. And it got towards the end. He was real pale and dyed his hair. What color was his hair? I don't know if it was white or blonde or something. He drew a tree in the middle of his forehead, or had a tree tattooed in the middle of his forehead, looking crazy than a motherfucker. Crazy than a goddamn Bessie bug. Mind scattered and shit. He wasn't even there. And said he wanted to get out of where he was, and he didn't like his life, and he didn't like who he was. Okay. That was the Kabbalah tree of life that he put in his head. He was there's a light side, the Kabbalah tree of life, and then there's a dark black magic side of the tree that deals with death and deals with the Talmud. He put that up there because that wasn't him putting that up there. That was the demon putting it up there, letting you know who he was now. And he had been completely possessed because he had it tattooed black. The tree was black in the middle of his forehead, and he looked totally different because that was not him. The demon had completely overrode his subconscious mind and took over. He was going to go to hell. Basically, it's like the mission was complete, and guys in them at Empire had put that deep spell on that boy because he was so vulnerable and easy to be possessed like that, and basically didn't like himself and didn't like his life and didn't want his life. So he basically started lining him up to the forefront. The demon had came into the conscious mind after it had fed the subconscious and bonded with him and basically took over. That's what you saw. That's who you saw. And people look at that and couldn't understand because he told me that when I looked at that picture. And I don't think he lived physically too long, but he's still alive, and said that they got his mind and his soul in the cloud, uploaded in the Google Cloud. And other clouds like that in the laboratories, and they got his cells. They take all of their cells. They take all of their blood, and people like him are not going to survive when they are leaders to help people in their race to look like them and wake them up. They're not going to keep them too long, but they bind them with that blood-letting contract, and he basically started to kill himself. He started to sacrifice himself, and then he said, like it was times he went to sleep, he was real high, and he said Freddy Krueger came to see him. It's like a nightmare on Elm Street, like his house and wherever he was living on Elm Street. And so these entities, like I told y'all, are very real. They just give them a name on the outside. You think that's Freddy Krueger, you think that's Jason, but the name of the demon that's projecting as that character is really another one you cannot see. You don't know the hidden name. You just know the front name. And so you can go to sleep and wake up and be dead, physically dead, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and psychologically in the underworld with Satan. and not knowing you're there. Because he said one of the kings that had him bound in one of the levels of hell, that's the ruler, because the demon that came here to see me is not a ruler. He's one of the soldiers, like one of the foot patrol soldiers, and one of the ones that enslaved and bound him. It's really a smaller demon. It's not a very powerful king demon. The king demon over him and that guys in them use that live in the desert and just control black people. The God is really black and he's under the earth. He's got all of these jewels in his crown, pure gold crown with all these rubies, gold, emeralds, diamonds, money, and all in every currency. Any and everything you want and how you want it: food, flesh, drugs, oil, gold, gas, clothes. And he also, Tentacion showed me Gucci and Versace. This is also who this God is over, the marine spirits, but this is a king. Then he looked like he got a snake. He looked like a lizard, like a long reptile snake-like tail and some hand, but got some claws on it. And looked like almost alligator-looking skin. It's green, like, and sometimes it got a gold tint in some parts of it, and like a black tint on it, with a crocodile face, alligator face, like knots of horns on his skin, but a body shaped like a human, but alligator skin and claws on his hand and on his feet, and with some like an alligator ass smile, with some human ears, but then a crown with a cape on it, sitting on this real big gold throne underwater. And is a marine spirit. He's over that marine kingdom. It's males and female gods and goddesses and kings and queens. He's one of the kings in the level of hell that deals with wealth, money, music, power, technology, the prince of the air. That's who is under that king and that ruler. And then they showing the Versace, which is the Medusa head, which shows there's a snake cult in the entertainment industry and in any industry that deal with power and money. I've seen this on some of these African celebrities and even some of these black celebrities. You see them with these snakes because it's a secret snake cult you must bow down to when you see, and that would be one of the forms of Lucifer and voodoo and Ifa, with the black, real heavy satanic priests in Africa that you go get initiated under those. They call them your knower. And they put these demons on you to make you have any and everything you want, as long as you do what they say and sacrifice somebody. You don't sacrifice somebody, you'll become the sacrifice. You can even look on YouTube and type it in, snakes that vomit money. They have these private cults where you have to have a snake in your house, and the snake have to have its own bedroom, a real big old snake, and you feed it humans, and you let it have sex with humans that come in now, and they'll take the soul and the star, which is the birthright gift of the person, and give it to the owner of that house. And a lot of Africans know about that, and we just don't know about it. But people in them black celebrities and people in that industry, they know about that. That's why you'll see certain people with that snake around them and on them, because that snake blessed them through they voodoo priest and they teacher, and they know her. As long as they show up for them all white parties and they do what they say, well, basically they don't sold their soul to the devil, because the gifts they give them and the money they give them only lasts for so long. It's a trick on it. It's a delusion and a deception on it. And you can see these snakes. There was this lady dancing around this snake, and they get it also by having sexual orgies with the snakes then with other people. The snake just vomits. Every time I open mouth, money shoot out the mouth for it. And it doesn't last if you don't do what you told. Because I saw this African celebrity, he didn't do what he was supposed to do a couple of years ago, and he knew he was going to be sacrificed, and he had a badass casket with the Medusa head, which is a symbol of the snake cult, carved into his casket. Had that casket in his mansion, and he was in his early 30s. A lot of people selling their soul for fame real young. They don't want to work hard. They don't want to study. They don't want to go to school. They rather sell their soul and think it's going to last forever, and it only lasts a few years. And right after he had that casket, that Versace casket, with that Medusa head up there on it. Him and two other African celebrities. One of them was a fitness trainer, one of them was a celebrity chef or something. He driving fast. I was driving, drinking champagne, living in big mansions, living a life like the American black Hollywood. Going fast, lost control, ran into a tree. And one of the celebrities in there, she was crying, talking about she had a dream and she don't know what it was, but she was burning, or felt like she was burning and couldn't talk, and there was a lot of smoke around, and she was trying to say help and couldn't say help, and people was just watching her and wasn't doing nothing. Right after that, her and the African man, that's a celebrity, that's a part of that snake cult, he drunk, speeding, like he likes to do, like a Rolls Royce or something. They slammed into a tree. The tree exploded and caught on fire, and it was burning so bad. They pulled the African man out, this celebrity, and his body went burnt up, but he was dead. And the girls was in there, and it was just burning. And they couldn't scream or nothing in that car, like she said in that dream, and nobody could get them out of there because the car was burning too bad. The fire was too big. They burnt up in there and or died from smoke inhalation, just like she had seen. So she must have, either she took that oath with him, the two women in there, or they were part of his sacrifice. Instantly, all that money, mansion, that shit didn't mean nothing. They say he had a snake. His wife tried to deny it, but see, he had a big snake in that house where he had to feed that snake and do them rituals and go to them white parties. And they say he was disobedient to the master over that Ephod cult that also deal with those snakes. And so I guess they didn't give him a chance to make it right. He knew he had a certain amount of time to get his affairs in order because they were going to sacrifice him. And that's exactly what happened. He said, when you wake up and you think, he said, some people think they are alive. He said, he looked like he was alive because you saw his body still functioning. He said, but you wake up in your room, it look like the same room. You look like the same person in the mirror. Same food and cars. He said, you walking in and out of your house. It's similar to like when Bruce Willis did that movie Sixth Sense, where he was walking through that house and you find out towards the end, he was physically dead and didn't even know it until his wife said, why did you leave me? And her wedding ring was off and it was like a cold chill. And he saw then he had been physically dead, coming in and out of there, going back and forth to work, thinking he was engaging her in his house, and he wasn't. He physically was not. But in your mind and in your spirit body, you still look exactly the same. It's a duplicate. You can still walk, talk. Your voice is the same. So if you don't know that you physically dead and the person around you can't hear, they can't hear you and see you and tell you, you'll be living that life. And he said they had already put death on him. He said they do that to a lot of people. You'll think you're still engaging and interacting in this world, but it's like a night on Elm Street. It's a city, it's a street, your same address with your mailbox, your front door, your house. You getting up, walking around. He said, but if you can see like little shit in your house out of place, or you be like, when did that come there? A vase or something? He said, you don't know that's a vase, like a urn with your ashes already in it, mixed with the demonic soul, as well as the soul living in that urn. Or you be looking for shit and it's like somebody playing hide and seek with you in your house. You can't find your keys or something right in front of your face. You can't see it in front of your face. You looking for it. That used to happen to me. And now with the demon telling me, I see why somebody done cursed you, or some spirits in there playing tricks on you, trying to get your attention or setting you up, and you just looking for your keys and shit, and then you walk back to where you were, and the keys were laying there the whole time, like you didn't see them or they weren't there, and somebody put them down when you came back. He said, that's a sign somebody done bewitched you, and you already dead in the astral. Now, if you're not physically dead, you can break that curse, or somebody can see you and see what's going on. They can break, he said, but not when you sign contracts like that. He said, because they're not going to let them out of the contract. Now they up there again, taking that boy to the doctor, talking about that boy got damn bipolar, getting that boy meds, and the meds got more poison and psychiatric shit in it. You really don't know if they changed the bottle or what the fuck was in it, acting like they helping that man, knowing they helping that man down. into hell and take his music and take his rights, his money, and get his mama a cut. He said that he knew when it was tricks like that on him, his mind wasn't good, and he thought he heard and say something, and he didn't hear, or ain't nobody there, or that he thought he heard somebody talking to him, heard voices, or heard something drop, or sound like a tin cup or something broke or drop in the other room. He go in the room, it ain't there, ain't nobody there, ain't nothing broke and shit, but it sound like it literally broke, and then you go in there, there's nothing broke, the shit is intact. He said, like you're in a city within a city. You're like in a maze within a maze. And he said the same, basically him and Nipsey were agreeing on the same thing. This alien technology and it's cloud technology and it's cloning technology and tied to money, the US dollar and paper money. He said that that's right around the corner, really like right up the street or right outside your front door on the sidewalk. He said, and it reminded me that I brought that up before and said Nipsey said it about Sigourney Weaver and alien technology. He said, anytime you look at a movie and it's old and they bring the movie back and to the time that you live in, that's showing you that they've already created that technology and they're going to incorporate that technology into your lifestyle. He said, like Elon Musk talking about the brain mapping, they got the brain mapping ready, but another company beat them to it and got technology. They uploading people's brain to make people walk again, people paralyzed or got different diseases that make them shake or they can't control. I think, what is it, Lou Gehrig disease or Parkinson's? They can stop the brain from making the body shake and deteriorating as long they put that chip in there, but it's got to stay in there and control it with a computer. And people are taking it that have fucked up bodies because, of course, they want to walk again, stand up straight, talk again without shaking, not being paralyzed anymore. They're introducing it like that. And people are going to willingly take it like that. But what they don't realize is that that's the alien software and the alien false human agenda technology, because the alien beings want it to be exactly the way it is. They have no feelings for humans. They don't like humans. They want to dominate and control humans. And these people are saying that they get kidnapped and probed by these aliens. And one of them was in here talking to me the other day, and a lot of them are demons as well, which are angels. They know all the technology in space and outside of space. I said, well, why them people talking about you be digging that stick up in their butt? Is you one of them one that dig in their ass like that? Like, why do you y'all like to probe? Is you gay or like to fuck people in the ass? He said, it's not about that type of agenda. He said, that's not even on my mind. He said, the soul is in your booty hole. Like, but he said booty hole. I'm saying, he's like, that's how people sell their soul. And Aleister Crowley and all these gay men and bisexual men like to do these rituals on little boys. And it happens to women too if you take it in your butt as well. Unless it's somebody that you in a marriage or one-on-one relationship. But when they're probing for digging into your ass, like they digging for damn gold, he said that is a certain membrane that's connected to the brain that I want, that we want. He said we can dominate and control people by going in a butt. He said because you go in a rectum, was the vasosphincter nerve, or the sacral, and as well the sacral nerve. You're in the seat of the soul, and you go up in a brain stem. You go up through their chakras directly straight up from their butt up into the back of their neck, through their spine, up in their brain, the spinal cord, and the front chakras, and in the back and the top. And so I said, oh, so humans that happens to, he said, we don't do it to everybody. We just do it to certain men and we do it to certain women. And he said, sometimes it is sexual when you want to dominate and control somebody. He said, that way we activate the glands, the sexual glands below the testicles and the prostate. And we activate the glands in the brain, the pineal, the pituitary, the hypothalamus, and we secrete the hormones. He said, but there's another hormone they don't know in the brain that they secrete when we shock them and like stun gun them in the ass. So they paralyze them, but they can't move. And then stick this long probe and then a tube. And he said that's also what controls babies and life. He said they regenerate and create human hybrid clones by going up through a man's testicles, prostate, sperm, and going all the way up into the brain. And when you think about it, it makes sense because sperm and all the hormones are first produced in the brain. The signaling of the egg being released in the menstrual cycle is all controlled and released in the brain. The signals come from the brain. That's why if a woman have a hysterectomy, I already know she's going to be fucked up on so many levels, because now her glands, which are her ovaries, and the eggs that's released in now, that's all controlled by hormones. So if it's not, that's going to fuck her whole body up. And she can end up having a lot of mental, emotional, and health problems behind that shit. Can have heart problems, blood pressure problems, and kidney problems. I know this for a fact. And so when people let somebody when females let somebody do that and let them take all your shit, I don't understand if it's full of cancer or disease, but I would still try to save mine and work on them before I just let them give me the first diagnosis and don't get a third or fourth even, and let them just dig your shit out like that. I already know you're going to have problems for the rest of your life if you don't balance them out. And the being was saying, we know that, and we really don't like humans, and we don't want them to dominate the planet. We control the ones, we give them everything that rule the planet and do what we say. And it is an alien agenda to make the natural human extinct. And they're coming in. They already have the brain mapping, like Elon Musk told you got it. The other companies are racing to beat him to do it, and some of them already have trial studies inside of humans. And it's tied to money and the codes and the money and the curses and the money, because they're going to have it where you can't get certain things. You can't buy, trade, or sell unless you got that chip in your body and that code, and all your money will be on a code. It'll be on the computer, and the robots will run everything. You basically won't have a lot of human contact. That's why 6 feet and the mask on your face, and you like a bandit, and you're like a robber. You're like unseen and unknown with that mask on your face, because they're already getting you ready to have very little to no human feeling, human emotion, and human contact. And they're going to give you a robot, or you're going to have to interact with robots. They even got them now delivering pizza. I seen somewhere a month or so ago practicing on making it delivered in California in the car. It's no human in the car cooking the food. And what else he say? Because I'm trying to remember, because I want to record it so I can go back and listen to this and expound on the things they're saying. And I remember when Prince, I can't repeat everything he's saying right now because I would have to listen. I'm too tired for that. It's like bombs over Baghdad and dropping the bomb in America. And, you know, America has never had real war on U.S. soil. They go and fuck with everybody on their goddamn soil and blow their shit up. And they're bringing up Afghanistan again. All the countries that I brought up, they're bringing them up again. And economic upheaval and things with poppy and drugs and oil and gas and crisis. Ayatollah Khomeini, which country was the Ayatollah? Was that Iran? Was it Iraq or Iran? I think that's how you pronounce Ayatollah Khomeini. Something going on with that country. Afghanistan and the U.S. and China and Russia and India and Taiwan. And it's saying something about the currencies. Watch all the currencies. If y'all are investing in stocks, investing in bonds and coins, investing them in different currencies. The ones that are trading very well, and the currencies that have more value than the US dollar, and get it in a coin form. Gold, silver, solarium, Bitcoin. Those are things you want to look into. Metals, precious metals, not a whole bunch of paper. I mean, it's fine to stock up on the paper until it has no value, but it will lose the value first because the way they're dealing with inflation and deliberately doing it. But coins, pure coin, will not. You have to learn a percentage. You have to look it up to see what are the percentages of the coin. But you all will know if you're investors, or if you read investing or you listen to investors to see which ones are good to do. I mean, my website is alexiskttyler.com, but you don't want to order anything without my permission. And I'm not making anything right now. I don't feel well. So when people keep coming to me wanting me to do a whole bunch of deep, complex readings, I don't feel well because I have to use my brain for that. My body is my gift. My body is my seer and my knower. So to take all that energy to try to see what somebody else's problem is and what's going on with them and to make something for them, that takes the energy I need for myself to heal and get well. So I'm not doing that right now. So, and plus, if somebody's going to order something, they need to talk to me first because I have to make it from scratch. That's why I have so many boxes and things here. I still have a lot of my stuff packed up because I still plan to leave. It's like all that stuff is very expensive hair care products because I only use the best ingredients to make them. And I would have to make that stuff, and I don't feel that great right now. So you have to wait till I feel better. I felt really good when I cooked the other day. But I'm worn down behind that because it's just these allergies, or they're probably not even allergies. It's just the constant leaking in here from the air, and a lot of times not sleeping, especially when these beings come here and I like to talk to them. But at the same time, they don't go through. They don't have a human body, so they don't go through what we go through. They don't feel what we feel. They can stay up all day and all night and never sleep because they don't have a flesh body to live in. They're on a higher frequency and a higher plane. And they can move in between the realms and never get tired. And when they come in here, they like to talk and they like to stay here. And I find them absolutely fascinating. If they don't try to hurt me, I love listening to them because they're so smart. And they know everything that we don't know. And the people you see at NASA and medicine and stock traders and people that deal with ships and airplanes and trains, basically in high government, people that run the world, this is who they talk to. These people are possessed by spirits and they talk to them and they rule this planet because they want to dominate and take over the planet. So they have them sitting right there in their chair. They have their meals, they give them their offering, and it's mostly human. And in exchange, they get whatever they want and they rule the planet. But they don't really rule, humans don't really rule it. These other beings rule it. So when they have all this technology, you should study the technology. Because American, I'm not going to say all black people, I would say so-called American black people as a whole are at the bottom of the food chain worldwide. Now you deal with other groups like Nigerians, the ones that they have a knack and they're very brainy for technology and space as well. Some of the smartest people in the world. All of them are not con artists. There are black people over here like that as well, but they're usually kind of rare because most of their parents don't train them and don't teach them in science very young and push them into science, math, and technology. That's where those spirits dwell. But you would have to handle yourself a certain way to even tap into them. And they would have to come to you and want to work with you on that level. And it requires a lot of dedication and commitment. And I notice most black people over here, unfortunately, because there are a lot of very intelligent black people that are not that way and that are wealthy, but they don't deal with the masses of black people because they look down on them. And then a lot of them, you can't tell them anything anyway. They won't listen, just like they do me. That's why I'm just done at this point. And I'm not going to keep on giving my information away or even allow certain people to get close to me. You know, I shouldn't be going through this. You know, but certain things happen in your life and you can't control and you learn your lessons and you have to work through it. And if I work through this will never happen to me again. And I just will not be around because I deserve so much better and I know it. And there's certain people I will not fuck with. You can't because they don't want to read. They don't want to study. They want you to give them something. But there's certain things you can't give people. And these beings don't do that. That's not how they work. If you don't want to do what they say, you don't want to study and show yourself approved, you don't want to do the human part in the third dimension, you're going to get tricked, you're going to get fucked, and you're going to always be on the menu, and somebody else is going to feast off of you. Like these people, male and female, that keep signing these contracts and get into them, then something happens to them, and then you think it's just some tragedy, some random stupid motherfucker out of nowhere. And that's all guided by spirits and pacts with the devil. pacts with different deities and entities, because all of them are not what you call the devil. These are also female. They send them as seductresses. They send them as an entity and a substance like cocaine. They have the shit all hooked up, and they isolate those people where they're alone, and they don't deal with regular people. They only deal with people inside of that industry, and those are the ones that's fattening them up for the goddamn kill. And I'll watch you go through shit like they watched that boy head be fucked up going in circles and sit there and act like they don't know what the fuck going on with that man, knowing they shot that goddamn man up. God just sets them up, just like King Von. He did the same thing to him. And King Von partying, getting high, popping pills, fucking bitches. Down here in Atlanta, they running trains on bitches. Then getting them the Plan B abortion pill and shit. Even that is a sin. They don't want the baby, but they don't want to use no rubber either. Most men don't. He's getting high, he's drinking. He will not engage in the homosexual shit. And that's another thing they was mad at him about. And him wanting to change and help his crew, but also help the youth and stop doing the violent things he was doing in his life. They didn't like that either. He had to go. Set him up as you fall, somebody rise. Because at that night, he was at that listening party, and them other people got deals and walk outside and get shot the fuck up. You see what I'm saying? And then Big U, who is also over Crondo Rondo, the Crip down here in Georgia, who is also over Nipsey, basically overseeing that shit too, and said out in public, it was on the Breakfast Club, saying that Crondo Rondo wanted him to protect him. Well, he is over Crondo Rondo because he's a Crip. And he said, ain't nobody gonna touch Crondo Rondo because King Von brought that on himself. Did he? King Von had asked for a pill. I think he might have been drinking, but he had a pill he had took. It was tainted. And see, we still haven't heard about King Von toxicology report. It was either a fake designer pill or it had something else in it to make him get up groggy, not really know what he is, what's going on, and very combative. But still, he didn't beat this boy up who was much taller than him. That still, I don't see how that deserves shooting that boy like a dog like that down in the street. See, they'll make it look like you did it to yourself. But I've always known King Von didn't just get up and do that. That was a setup, like that last baby he had. The girl pretended that she took the Plan B. I mean, but I've already said this, my reading. I'm not going to go over what I have already said. And the DNA matches King Von's, not because he was having a relationship with her, but because he bust nuts in her, and she pretended that she took an abortion pill and she didn't. Because they watch him take it. She took something else, like a piece of candy or something, that looked like that pill. And his play cousin helped her do it. Because she was dating his play cousin. I saw that and read that and then got confirmation on it. On the low. Or somebody that knows them. And so, I really don't have anything else to say about that. And he was same way with Ghazi. Young Dolph, I think, was going to do a multi-million deal with Empire. Once they got what they wanted from him, they also took his heart. Because King Von told me they took his heart. Snatched it right out of Young Dolph's body. It's the same thing to Von. And these people have no compassion and no mercy because these gods that they work with, some of these Babylonian gods, and through the other side of the tree of life and the Egyptian god or the Hebrew, you're dealing with the Talmud, yes, too, as well as the Egyptian gods. Taking the black oaths and working with the black hand and the black pope. Let me see, did I miss anything else? Because I wanted to drop those things. He said, and also tied to the post office and the stock market. It was an article out the other day talking about the post office was hiring. They had this major media hiring, and a part of the requirements, some of the people they hired, they had to learn how to shoot, and was ordering a lot of bullets, potentially shoot people that they deliver mail to, like the public. This was in an article. Y'all need to look this up. I don't get too deep in it. Thank you, Magnificent Tyler. Yes, hit the like button and share and subscribe. There's something else going to go on with this post office situation. I hope it don't turn out being a wild, wild west. And that's what Nipsey is saying to me, too. And he's showing me these black militia. Nipsey's trying to show me out. He's showing me underground tunnels, like working with the water and sewer system, waterworks system. He already showed me that in LA. And he showed me in Atlanta with these conscious groups of people buying land and coming here from New York to Atlanta. He said people in that conscious community that have been in the military and been in the army that you don't know about are secretly dealing with different mafia organizations, drug running organizations, gun running organizations, and stockpiling guns for black militia and black conscious groups. And it's tied to, for some reason, the underground sewer system and waterworks, like employees with the water companies, is water and sewer, are smuggling through them. Like I saw them smuggling in LA, and I'm like, Nipsey, what are you saying? Is something going on? Like, why would black groups, black conscious group, and black militia groups that you don't even know exist are stockpiling black market hardware and munitions? Like they know something we don't. Or they're willing to assault the public or assault the police, like they plan on some type of race war, as well as some other type of war, along with the KKK. It's military people that you don't know about. They'll tell you they conscious and they don't believe in getting into government affairs, and it ain't got to do with black people. But I'm telling you, people in these conscious communities that are dealing with fraud and sex trafficking and drug trafficking and having sex with children and the bisexual men, they also are being trained in hand-to-hand combat and taught how to kill people and dealing with assault weapons, military assault weapons. Look, I don't know what this means. I'm just repeating it because the man is saying it to me. Nipsey been saying this to me for a few days now and stockpiling on this land, similar to what Dr. York, Malachi York, that type of compound of lifestyle they want to have in Georgia and other parts of the United States. And I remember I visited Dr. Malachi York's compound in Edenton. I never went back after that. The black men over at the front gate with pump shotguns, and the white sheriffs, they were having standoffs with them because the white sheriffs didn't want them there, and the white people didn't want them to have the land and be there. So they had it all over the news at the time I went down there. And when I asked the white sheriff for directions, he said, "What are you doing down here?" I said, "Well, I think these are my people, and I want to go see how they doing and how they living." He said, "You ain't got nothing to do with this." He said, "What's your pretty little girl down got like you got to do down here?" He said, keep your ass down here. He said, "After the day, don't let me catch you down here." He said, "Because we having constant standoffs with them." I said, "I know, I saw it on the news." He said, "Oh, we're going to win. I'm gonna get them. We're gonna take them down, and I don't want you caught up in it." He said, "Don't let me catch you down here after the day. Now I'm gonna show you how to get there, and it's better be the first and last time." I said, "Yes, sir." And I went down there and I went on the compound, and I could feel the mess. I could feel the drama because I went in the bookstore and I wanted to support and I wanted to buy books, and the women were so nasty with me. Their attitude was so funky and nasty. Look at you, turn up your nose. And I was talking to a man down there, and he was peeping at me, and he was real scared. He said spirits come to him, but he was scared of people. Don't trust no people, didn't trust me. I'm like, I'm not a spy. I didn't come down here to hurt you. I'm just trying to see what's going on and see if I want to be here, if I want to spend time here. I said, but the women, some of the women are really nasty in there in the library. He said, yeah, because they think that you're going to be next. I said, next for what? They said, he going to holler at. I said, what the fuck you talking about? They said, because he can have different wives and sleep with different peoples, and that's what they do down here. And I said, yeah, I don't think I'm going to stay down here too long, because I don't want to be in the middle of that and then have cat fights with bitches, and I don't compete with, well, that's only one man. All y'all can't be married to him, sleeping with every night and control him. And they basically down there, that's a person that lived there, told me that they was all sleeping with him and into polygamy and got these children out of different peoples. And I think a lot of them people called hell because of that once he got arrested, because they weren't taken care of. The whole organization is big and worldwide that organization is. They're still here. I see some of them from time to time. I'm at the grocery store. They still around, but it's not like it was once the police took down Dr. York. I'm not saying he's right or wrong. I don't know everything that went on in there. I'm just saying how when I went in there, this is what Nipsey's telling me, reminds me of the underground railroad that they have for crime. A lot of these black people act like they're conscious, but they are stocking up to defend themselves and having land here in Georgia and other places and stockpiling military assault weapons. This is really crazy, and having a whole black market underground nationwide and even worldwide where you have people inside there that have been in the military and dealt with the government and spying secretly in cahoots with these dirty low-down motherfuckers in these conscience communities planning for war. Now, I know with the Nation of Islam, they have their own military and they protect Farrakhan, but this is not him. His is more organized and more professional. These are rogues because I don't see where Farrakhan is going out just terrorizing people and doing dirty shit and setting motherfuckers up and trafficking them. But these are still connected to his organization. They do business, they talk, they see each other, but these are other low-level ones that also deal with drugs and drug use and paraphernalia and sex orgies and trafficking. I don't know why Nipsey's telling me this. Oh, boy. But I'm seeing so many of these things going on simultaneously. Y'all need to prepare yourself and have alternative ways to live and alternative places to go and get out of the inner cities and stay away from people like this because these people are very tricky and deceptive. A lot of people believe in them because they black or look like them, and they really don't give a fuck about you. They're about their money, their welfare, and their growth inside of those organizations. And I don't, those people probably will survive rogue on their own on that land. It reminds me of that Tyler Perry show. I forgot the name of it. I think it came out last year where that male cult leader was in there fucking men's and women's and fucking niggas all in the butt and act like he liked the women, but he really didn't. And they secretly sex trafficking them little girls and drug trafficking. Yes, ruthless. And that's how those organizations are for real. For real. And killing and people come up missing, and especially women and little girls come up missing. And those people are dangerous as hell. He said that's how that conscience community. Thank you for donating. That conscience community is. But anyway, I think I've covered what I missed earlier today. And nobody's helping XXX on the other side of putting them on an altar. So hopefully somebody will, or he'll come to them. And all these people say they love these people, but they don't realize these people are still alive and they're still in between. Now, Prince is brilliant as well. I'm sure a lot of people have had him on the altar because a lot of women are sexually attracted to him. He's not happy about what happened to him. He's not at peace. And he knows a lot of information. He always has. And so they're finna shut parts of the government down like he did, like Nips kept talking about that post office. And what do you say? He's talking about the secret society and the cashless society and dropping bombs, like I had said Nipsey showed me. And upheaval and war overseas, as well as upheaval and war on the people. In the United States, he's saying dealing with the greenback and the currency, as well as sickness and waterborne illness. And they show me again Miami. I wonder what is going on in the ocean down there and why they show me in Miami. He said Dade County, Broward, and he mentioned other forms of it. What's it said? Palm Beach, Palm Springs. He said this is a disease that will affect people that goes beyond color and race. And he goes back to dogs, like Nipsey showed me diseases with these dogs that engage with these humans, that mess with these animals. And the monkey, man, look, Nipsey showed me that one of the monkeys is a shooter, goddammit. The monkeys sell drugs and the monkeys shoot guns. Like, see, look, I don't like to come and tell y'all shit like that. I be trying to tell y'all about the animals off the chain and how they sit there and the monkey can write. Monkey can write like a whole sheet on a whole sheet of goddamn paper. Like a human. But it think, it sit there, he can use an ink pen or a goddamn pencil, use the cell phone, go up down the computer, download shit. Got a whole harem over there where the monkeys be damn fucking, and the monkey know how to take a list and checking it twice. Gonna find out who naughty and nice. Santa monkey coming to town. He see you when he's sleeping. Suck your dick when you is awake. You see what I'm saying? This monkey got real good sense. Yeah. Because them human, he be listening to them. And they be telling him what to do, especially when I seen that was shake dancing. Man, that thing could shake his ass better than me. I was up there, then he talking about he banned to make her dance. Yeah. What's your strip? What's your real name? Not your script or name. Yeah. Bans to make her dance. Yeah. So they be listening to black people music. I seen one of them, I don't know where he got it from. He got one of them old Lacs and one of them old Lincoln Continental with an 8-track tape in there. Listen to Isaac Hey, I Stand Accused. And listen to the goddamn Earth, Wind, and Fire, Honey, and Sweet Sticky Thing. Look, I guess some of them monkeys be hanging around niggas and hip hop. And they be damn look. I don't want to say that, but tell the monkey to go shoot, like tell the monkey put a hit out on something. They'll put a hit out on somebody. The monkey go shoot the motherfucker. And the monkey be selling powder. Look, monkey know how to get up there in that kitchen and cook that word and know where fentanyl. The nigga know how to weigh out the draw. Look, man, I don't know why niggas be coming over here with this bullshit. So the monkey know how to got that scale. I'm whipping and I'm whipping. Whipping in the trap house. We can work it out. Yeah. Said the monkey up there sell dope. The monkey is an assassin. And the monkey is a scripper. They have them over there in the goddamn island. So a lot of times, you be thinking, you be wondering how somebody got killed and how they got fucked up. A lot of times they pet did it. Especially they be around exotic animals like Malama and them had them pet. He sicked them up on folks and had them alligators and shit out there. Get rid of a bitch, you don't know where she at. They done chopped them up, a nigga fed them out there to them damn caiman, them alligator, crocodile and shit out there. And them lions and tigers. And some of them monkeys. Them animals big enough where they'll eat some human flesh, chop it up. Man, look. Oh my God. I seen that shit Nipsey showed me. And I said, wait a minute, a monkey is a shooter? To me, yeah, they know how they teach certain monkey how it's a big one. It's not no little bitty macaw monkey. It's a big side monkey. So I don't know whether that's a chimpanzee or something. They stand up and walk like a human. And they be dressing up. Y'all seen that picture I put on the goddamn video? He got a makeup kit. Like, what he say he like, it's a certain brand. He be doing people hair and makeup and shit. Like he one of them Hollywood stylists. Had different wig and shit on and eyeshadow and lipstick around it. Look, man, and have some bikini draw. I told you, like, they had that ass built in and shape it around their pussy. Monkey know how to get in the mirror and dress up and put some high heel shoes on with some fingernail polish on his toenail and have a heel on that shit and know how to walk like a human standing up like with some bitch clothes on with some earring on and have his hair curl and the finger wave drop on the side of the baby. Had a wig with the baby hairs around it. Had them goddamn wig made with the baby hairs around it. Fucking niggas and being there drinking their cocktail and making mixed drink, drinking liquor and shaking their ass and sucking dick and know how to pick people's pocket. The monkey, go over there and get that certain nigga pocket. Cause certain niggas like monkey pussy. Like to fuck them animals and shit. I think I might have seen a rat and a kangaroo up in that bitch. Look, man, I'm finna try to take me something to go to sleep. Because these niggas done wore me out. These niggas done wore me out with this bull. And I seen that monkey shake dancing up there. I know he like he crank it, drop that soldier boy. Like he was dancing on one leg with that high heel shoe on. and bent down with just one leg up on his knee and was still popping and shake. I said, man, I gotta go, man. Look, if I don't know, say they be down there one time. He like to go to Hawaii and be on the beach. Monkey know how to goddamn get on one of them jet skis and look. I'm not finna. Anytime he like them snow cone with that red and that blue ice on it. That snow cone that like that be that look. So you like to watch Days of Our Lives. So I'm not finna say nothing else they saying. I'm not finna say nothing. I'm tired of it, man. I'll talk to y'all later. I love y'all, man. I can't take this monkey, goddamn it.